Okay guys, I got my first tournament coming up this weekend. It's a 3-rounder. It's going to be brutal. Basically the way the rounds go is like easiest layout, medium layout, hardest layout. You do rounds 1 and 2, and then you get a little break and you go straight, an hour break, and then you go to round 3. So what I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to set my bag up that I'm in a point where I could succeed on the course. So if you guys don't remember my previous video where I talked about, hey, you're setting your bag up wrong. Basically what I outlined is for each spot, like putter, mid, fairway, control, distance, you want a disc that will go left, you want a disc that will go right, and you want a disc that will go straight. So to keep with that tradition, I'm gonna try and assemble my bag into those boxes, and you might see me break a couple rules. So first thing that's got to go in the bag is putting putters. I'm going to be going with my PA3s. Now, why am I going with PA3s? Because the last 2 weeks in the intermediate division, I've actually come home with the winning score for putting league, and it's been, these guys help me out. Now, the next disc I have to choose is for my putters, my like 2 or 3 speed putters, or even one of them's a 1 speed. I have to decide what I'm going to keep for my left, straight, and right shots. So the first one that's definitely going into the bag for those straight approaches is a Berg. Now you might be thinking, Berg, wait, it's a 0-2. Yeah, but on a forehand, this thing can hold any line I throw it on, right? So this is a very important disc. Actually, it's probably going to go in this front pocket. The next disc I'm going to put in the bag is this Shockwave Raw. I've been really liking this thing for the slight straight, but also easy enough to like kind of turn it over, and it takes a while to fight out. So keeping that thing. Another disc that's been going good for me, like if you check out my round at World War I where I shot my PR, is this Infinite Disc Raise. I don't know a lot about it, but what I do know is that it is a disc that is overstable, that doesn't fly super past where you're trying to aim it. That means if you want to throw an approach hard, you're probably going to want to go with the raise because, hey, you could either throw forehand or backhand nice and hard at the basket, and you know you're not going to go too far past. So I really like this for my overstable approach. Now now we're going to get into the mid-ranges. So for the mid-ranges, I'm keeping. I am going to bag 2 zones. The reason I'm going to bag 2 is because the zone, it will be a workhorse out there on the course, because there's going to be a lot of short to intermediate shots that I'm going to have to throw forehand. Zone's nice and overstable. I got to keep these, I got to bring 2 just in case I lose 1. So definitely going into the bag. Now for my straight shot, this is where I'm having the problem. I don't know whether to go with the scope, the Despair, or the Hex. This will probably be game time decision where I'll just take 2 of these molds out of the bag and I'll keep 1 in. Now, I feel like I'm going to go with the Despair because it does the straight shot well. I just haven't gotten the chance to throw it too much, which is why I'm a little hesitant. So for right now, Despairs going in the bag for my straight mid-range, and then Hex and Scope will be in the car, just in case I want to change it up. So for my understable spot, I have a MVP. This is an old gyro run right here. This is the Detour. My usual Detour is white in the snow, not gonna work. So that's a Detour I'm gonna keep. And this is where I'm gonna break my own rule. I have 2 utility shots, meaning I probably only throw these guys like once or twice in the round. Utility for understable is the Rolo. Why do I say this? Because sometimes I find myself liking the forehand shot more, but but I really need a forehand that will travel about 70 feet straight and then immediately start churning. That's what the Rolo's useful for. You'll see me throw it on a lot of forehands. So it's going to go in the bag for right now. The other one that is useful is the Discraft. I think this is the Swarm. Really overstable. Really, if I just need something that will act like a Firebird, but as a 5-speed. So that's where I'm breaking my own rules a little bit. Discs that didn't make it into my tournament bag that I've been trying out, Area 51s, I like them. They just get a little too, they pick up a little bit too much. So if you're looking for a zone that goes a little straighter, Area 51 is a really good disc. Another Doomsday disc I've been trying out and is not going to make the bag for this tournament is this Crisis. Not because it's not a good disc. It's really overstable. It could be in that utility spot instead of the Swarm, but I think I'm going to go with the Swarm just because I have a little more practice with it. I was messing with an A5 last round. Just same thing as the Area 51. It just picks up a little too straight. And then the last one you guys saw me throwing around this Banger Zone, just not comfortable with it. So then now trying to fill up my bag spots, I've got putters, I've got mid-ranges, those are all good. And I've got backups. For most of these guys, I have backups in the car, like the Zone, I have backups in the car. Either the Despair or the Hex. If I lose the Despair, I'm throwing the Hex instead. But playing in snow, you know you're probably going to lose one or two. It just is what it is. I hope the snow melts, but who knows if it will. Now, for my understable fairway slash understable, we'll call it, I throw the Chemtrail. And the thing is, I have these Chemtrails that look really cool, right? So I've got this guy, I've got this one, and I've got my Kraken Chemtrail. All of these I really like. I'm too scared to throw them though. I know if in tournament, I'm like, oh my God, I've got this shot, I could lose my disc. I'm not gonna feel confident. So these are gonna go on the shelf for right now. What is gonna stay in the bag, I'm gonna bring this one Chemtrail with me for my understable spot. And it's just gonna have to work. Now, for my straight spot, pretty similar numbers to the Chemtrail, but I have these two Craves. Now, you guys probably will see the video of me checking out whether the Crave can crush. I need a forehand disc that will hold pretty straight and true for me. That's what the Crave is. I don't really throw the Crave on backhand. That's why I have both the Chemtrail and the Crave. Now, finally, for my overstable spot for the fairway, I'm throwing the Volt. I have a couple of these in the car that I can switch out if I lose it. Utility disc for me, though, is the Resistor. These things are really overstable. They have to go in the bag. They're utilities, right? So if I get stuck, if I've got a weird shot, if I need like a mid-range distance, but I want a fairway skip, that's what the Resistor is useful for. Now, for my 9-speed category, I'm going to go pretty uncomplicated. So all of these 9 speeds are all Teslas. I probably won't break these out until the second round, but understable one is this guy here. Then going up in stability, I got this green one here. Both of these guys, if I lose them, it's whatever. And then pretty dependable Tesla here, pre-flight numbers, and then the Reaper Tesla, really overstable. So what's nice is if I lose one of those guys, at least I have the other ones to rely on. So that covers fairways. Now, discs I had to exclude from this pile. Let's see, yeah. So from the fairway drivers, I've got this Tesla. It's really straight. I don't want to lose it. That green Neutron one flies similarly. It'd be fine. I've got this guy as a backup. This Tesla here, really overstable. I have this relay here that I was considering, but I felt if I threw it in the bag, it'd be a little too overcomplicated. Clipscrave, why do you think I'm not gonna bring it? You got 3, 2, 1, because man, this would be really hard to find in the snow. Last one here that might go in the car, but I'm not gonna put in the bag right now, is this Gorgon. I've been using it in like my snow rounds, but I feel like I haven't been throwing it well, but if I need that churn over disc, that's what I got the Gorgon for. Finally, last spot here is distance drivers. Now I include the trail here because practically for me, when I throw the trail on a backhand, it's a distance driver for me. So Fission Trail churn over guy, this is 167 grams. So definitely want to keep this. I have my Neutron Trail here. I also have backups in the car of all these guys. What else do I have? Cataclysm, pretty straight on a backhand, but on a forehand churn over machine, great disc. And then for my distance driver slot, which I'll probably only pull out for that final round, I've got these Oblivions. So these will go in the bag, but probably in the car to wait for that last round. So that's what I'll be bagging for this tournament. I just want to go into some of the supplies I have for the snow tournament. Okay, let's cover the accessories. What else are you going to bring other than discs in your bag to the round? So for myself, starting off in order of, I don't know, there's no order. First thing I'm going to bring is my throwing sleeve. This is a compression sleeve. I think Simon Lizotte, one he uses, but it helps keep my elbow feeling good so I can throw longer. Other accessories I'm going to bring, you got to make sure cold round, bringing gloves. Okay. On top of that, we know, hey, snow, probably going to be wet. What else you want to bring? You want to bring some towels, right? These are all things that make sense. Now, usually what you'd bring to a tournament is some kind of like chalk bag, especially if you've got sweaty hands. But I'm not going to bring this. Why? Because as soon as it gets wet, it's no good. Or at least chalk is no good. That's an osmosis bag. What I'm going to bring instead is hand warmers. So to get a little chemistry on you, what happens is hand warmers, the substance in them is like a little bit of iron powder and a catalyst. What they do is they react with the air and the water in the air to produce heat. Now, if you have water on your hand, what do you think is going to happen if you're holding a hand warmer? It actually dries out your hands. So these have a double function. And then last bit of clothing, I'm going to bring some extra socks. So that will go in the bag. If your feet aren't happy, you aren't happy, right? Now, other thing that needs to be considered, actually, before that, last thing I'm going to bring, I have some Yak tracks. Now, these are really helpful. They go on the bottom of your shoe. Like if I was wearing a shoe, it would go that way. What they do is they help you get grip. If the tee pad is icy or the course is icy, these will give me an advantage. So got these will go in the bag. Last thing I'm gonna bring in the bag, snacks. Now these might sit in the car while I'm playing, but I have some snacks to bring because I don't know about you guys, in the middle of the round, if I get hungry, then I get spacey and I lose concentration. You lose concentration, you lose strokes. So gotta have some snacks. And that was a big old list, but in order to play a tournament in the snow, in the cold, you really have to be prepared, right? Especially like I'm gonna be out there all day, probably get somewhere north of 20,000 steps. You gotta make sure you prepare yourself. So here's what I've done to prepare myself. Hopefully you guys will take inspiration from this. Maybe there's some things on the list that I thought about that you guys didn't consider. So remember, if you want to keep seeing content like this, make sure you subscribe. I've got a bunch of ideas for the summer. I'm just waiting for the snow to kind of dissipate because it has been a bummer, especially when you lose like your favorite disc on the first hole. So thank you guys for watching. Peace.